Welcome to Kamado All Sorts UK. In this video I'm going to be making a base gravy which is used for Indian style curries. Now this isn't a traditional Indian style curry, this is BIR or British Indian restaurant style. Before I get started though, just be aware that this is a preparation video and it will not feature a finished curry at the end. I decided to do these separately just so the video is just simply not too long. I do have another video that I've uploaded at the same time, which is a chicken tikka masala, and that obviously uses this. If you're not familiar with base gravy, it is simply a foundation sauce that you will use to create that really thick consistency sauce that you would get at a takeaway or an Indian restaurant, at least in the UK anyway. As you can see, I've got a little quick preview of what the chicken tikka masala looks like. So if you're interested in checking that out first, then go ahead. So what are the benefits of doing a base gravy? Well, quite simply, it just saves a lot of time. This will do a lot of portions. You can just throw them in the freezer. If you fancy one the next day, take it out of the freezer, let it defrost. Once you get in from work, you can get a curry done within 30 minutes, 20 minutes if you're fast. It normally takes me roughly 30 minutes. And what you're getting is a restaurant style or a takeaway quality. You don't have to slow stew it because you've already done it. Really quick and really easy. I typically make base gravy once 4 to 6 months, I would say. So to make the base gravy, the first part is to simmer the whole spices in some water. I'm also going to use this opportunity to smoke the water as well to take on a smoky flavour. So the first ingredient is some whole cumin seeds. The second ingredient is roughly 500 millilitres of water. This doesn't have to be exact, I will be topping it up later on. I've got some whole black peppercorns. You can crush them a little bit if you want. One cinnamon stick, I've got some cloves, 1 or half of star anise, cardamon pods, and some bay leaves. It's a little bit windy today, so I had to pin these underneath the wood chip feeder. And like I said, while all that simmers, I'm going to be using some beech wood chips just to smoke it through. I don't want too much smoky flavour because again, this is a foundation sauce. This sauce will be used to make chicken korma, obviously the chicken tikka masala, which is in the other video, and this is going to go right up to vindaloos and madrases. So for my grill setup, I have fully indirect both sides. The right side is the cast iron pot, which is preheating, and that's going to be ready for the second part. The first part is on the left side, which is a small little cast iron pot sat directly on that ceramic plate to act like a stovetop or a hob. Fortunately, I didn't spill any of this water onto the ceramic plate. However, in hindsight, next time, take the pot out, fill it up with water, and then put it back in. This is a very simple stage, it's just a case of throwing all those spices in and bringing it up to a simmer. My target temperature for this is about 130 degrees Celsius. So once all the spices are in, give it a quick stir, and then chuck the smoking wood chips into the fire. Second part of the base gravy, these are the ingredients. I will put the full list in the description of all quantities. So I've got some onions, roughly chopped up, some sunflower oil or vegetable oil. You can even use ghee if you prefer. 1 small potato, peeled and chopped up. Some tomato puree, a spice mix which consists of turmeric, coriander, cumin and paprika. I've also got 1 red pepper, some garlic and ginger paste. You can buy them separately and then mix them together. A tin of peeled plum tomatoes. There's also some salt that's gone in there, and you cannot see in the video, but I normally use 1 full carrot as well, chopped up. When I went to make this, I didn't realise we'd run out of carrots, so unfortunately I didn't get a carrot in this one. So after roughly 30-40 minutes, that water has really taken on the flavour of the smoke chips and of course all those whole spices that have gone in there. Using a sieve, you just want to separate the water straight into the Dutch oven and catch all the whole spices. The next part is quite simply just chucking everything in, giving it a good stir and then topping it up with some extra water. And you want to top it up so it just about covers the top of the onions and whatever's sat on top. So now it's been stewing for about an hour. Let's have a look, see where it's up to now. Look at that now, already looking a lot better. Still not great, but certainly better than before. All you're basically doing is waiting for all those vegetables to become really soft. If you chop them up nice and small, then this process is actually quicker. I don't mind waiting because it really is just a waiting game. Okay, on to the third part. This is now cooled for about 20 minutes or so. You don't want to do this red hot because it just creates a lot of pressure when you process it. But I do like to blend it while it is still warm. As you can see, it looks like a disastrous stew at the moment, but it's time to process all those ingredients. So now that the first batch is all processed into a really smooth consistency, have a look at this now. It is just like a soup, a really thick soup. When it comes to actually blitzing all of these ingredients up in a processor, I have a special pot that I only use for base gravy. And that's mainly because the turmeric will stain the inside and it's almost impossible to clean off. If you don't want it to stain, simply leave the turmeric out. Once you've completely done the whole process and it's cooling down, you can then fry a little bit of turmeric in some oil and then you just pour it in. So once it's all blitzed and in the pan and it's started to cool a little bit, we can now portion them out into separate food tubs. I just use the ones that we get free from the takeaway. So to give you an idea, 2 of my ladles gives me roughly about 240 millilitres of base gravy, and this will serve enough for 4 people. For the whole batch of the base gravy, this is where you get to reap your rewards. I got roughly 32 portions worth out of the whole batch. As you can see, I've put them into separate tubs. 1 tub has enough for 8 servings and the rest are 4 servings. If you're wondering why I've got a small tub, well, I ran out of the big one, so I had to use that one. These separate tubs is going to give me the opportunity to make 8 different types of curry. So that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching, I really do appreciate it. I am just starting out with these videos, there's a lot I need to learn, but hopefully I'll get there in the end. And thank you for watching. If you want to check out the curry, then chicken tikka masala, that's up and ready. I will get some more cooks using this base gravy in the future, just to make it a bit more worthwhile making it in the first place. As an added bonus, I'll show you as well what it looks like when you have turmeric in the processor. As you can see, this one, absolutely crystal clear, and I use this for other things. This one, on the other hand, as you can see, it looks like a lime green, and it's not very pleasant to look at. It's perfectly fine, but I only use this cup for these base gravies.